Hi everyone, this is A Taste of Dawn. I'm your host, Dawn Garcia, and this is a show about indulging in this crazy thing we call life. All right, you guys, hello. I'm going to fix this, hold on. Welcome to A Taste of Dawn Radio. Sorry, I was a little delayed on that one. Usually I hear the music beforehand, so I was a little thrown off. I wanted to say happy Tuesday, and this is my last week doing Tuesdays and Thursdays. I go to Wednesdays next week, so we're doing Wednesdays from 12 to 2. So it'll be just a bigger time slot and a better day, and a great opportunity for some of my clients to do some more commercials because you'll have a longer spread, so you can do multiple pods. So definitely would love to have your voice on my show. And I know I'm particular, but I still would like to have some really great, some of those people out there, including some of my record labels and restaurants and chefs and PR companies, to just have a voice on the radio show, because we're getting our numbers back and they're pretty good. So the reach is like 200,000 plus, and that's pretty massive. So it's played on different stations, and that's just wonderful. So I have to thank the guys at Rent Radio Network for making all that stuff possible, and they work really, really, really hard here. So I just want to say thanks. So last week I had a lot of fun. I had the boys in from the Travel Channel, and it's always a good time when they're in. So I'm going to give a little shout out to one of them who we invented the corn dispenser. So let me just tell you, you need to get yourself a corn dispenser. It's vintage and retro and all the rage. And it's really just like a little coin thing. We were thinking it would be hysterical if you went to a restaurant and just said, you know what, there's a good tip in it for you, and went ta-ting, ta-ting. You know, the stupid things in life, really. It's the silly things. So let's see. I had a very lovely weekend in Santa Monica and worked a lot. Got a ton of writing done for the magazine, wrote several reviews, and have been working steadily on my interviews. And I have some just really outstanding interviews that are coming in the spring issue. So I have a much more in-depth interview with Matthew Batone, who I know you guys have heard about the last 2 weeks, but it's because he's in town for a very short time. And so I was able to learn about his photography while I was here and some of the production stuff that he's been doing. I'm also going to be interviewing Vincent Orville, who is he was the Iron Chef as well as a White House chef. So he did the dinner at the inauguration event, which is just astounding to me. I'm really interested to see kind of what comes from that. And then Renee Everett, who was on The Taste, who was hired by Chef Ludo. And we're going to have a great interview with her. And let's see, I've got Shauna Halligan, who we're working on that right now, and Ron Pippin, who is an artist that I interviewed about a month and a half ago, but we did all footage. So I've just been going through all of the footage, and I can't wait to share that with you. I also was introduced to a brand new artist who I'm really, really hoping to find out more about. Let me see if I can find the image. Here we go. Her name is Cecilia Miguez. And she's at the Stern Fine Arts. She has an exhibition right now. It's in Hollywood, and it is through, let's see, I think it's through March 23rd to May 11th. So if you get a chance, please just go discover her, Cecilia Miguez. Her art is so beautiful, and it's she takes these old things that she finds from, like, you know, a Japanese like not a trinket per se, but she might find like this beautiful sort of Japanese, I don't know, like a piece of an armoire or something. And she just creates these just wonderful works, and they're so complex and beautiful. And I totally forgot to give Alan pictures, so sorry. But if you get a chance, please go look it up. It's Cecilia, and then the last name is Miguez. And she's just this sunshiny, beautiful person. And I have to thank Charlie White for introducing me to her work. So that's that. And then, of course, I got to hang out with Charlie again and just see some of the things that he's working on. And oh my gosh, he's the greatest artist. He really, really is. First of all, I've known him for going on like a year and a half now, and just such a dear friend. And he has done so many impressive things in his career, including he won a Grammy for art direction and on the Tommy album for The Who, or for illustrations, I'm sorry. And also he's part of the permanent collection at the Smithsonian, and the Legion of Honor is in San Francisco, as well as the MoMA in New York. And his work really is pivotal and instrumental in how the movement of art has happened And of course, Roman Coppola made an entire movie based on a very specific portion of Charlie's life, which is just so cool. So I'm honored to call him my friend. He's just such a great guy. And I love that he creates steadily every single day. He never stops creating, which is a true artist, because it's hard sometimes to get through that. And he just never stops. And see what else. What did I do? Oh, and I went to a fantastic play. So I'm hoping my friend Stasha, is going to be calling in soon. It was like a vaudeville musical called Belz. And I'm going to just find a little bit about it so I can kind of give you some info. It takes place, the timeline is 1912 to like 1946. So it's during the war, and it's called Belz, the Jewish vaudeville musical. And it just takes place in Eastern Europe, and it starts off in the small town of Belz, and it's the story of a man or a son who he's in Belz, and all he really wants to do is be a comedian. He just wants to make people laugh. And so his father, who's just this very lighthearted man, he's like the typical Jewish, he's like, just go do your thing. And then the mother's like, what do you mean you're going to be a comedian? We don't need a comedian. So he's kind of got this resistance, but his father says, just go follow your dream, do what you want. And it's this really deep story about all of the things that happened to the Jews during Hitler's reign, and just sort of the start of it to, through both world wars. And it was really, really well done and very deep. And there's stories of marriage. There's sort of these stories of death. And my beautiful and incredibly talented friend, Stasha Surdyke, she sang in 5 languages, which is mind-blowing, really. And she did it with such an effortlessness that I was in awe of her. I'm like, I have such talented friends, and I feel so blessed that I have them in my life. And it was just great. It was a lot of fun to watch. So she'll be calling in pretty soon here, and will tell us a little bit about the play and what she's got going on. She is going to be heading to New York soon to do some stuff that's going to be going off Broadway. So I'm really, really excited for her. And the thing about what I feel so fortunate that I get to do is that I created this magazine, A Taste of Dawn magazine, and really the brand A Taste of Dawn, having absolutely no idea where it would go. And I did it because I wanted to tell other people about the food that was out there and the talent that was out there, the music, the chefs, the wine. I love wine, and I'm in no way a sommelier, but I really appreciate a good wine, and I love the stories behind all these wines. And then, of course, it just sort of evolved into being able to tell you guys about all the artists that I come across in these great exhibitions, and then all these, just beautiful and soul-stirring travel locations and different destinations to go to. And then all these really talented photographers who I feel take life and just sort of mirror it in this way that it's undeniable to see this. You see the soul of what they do and the passion for what they do, and it's in a single image, which really is a talent. Let me tell you, there's a lot of photographers out there, but to really tap into that and find a way to show the soul of the subject that you're taking a picture of, whether it's a person or whether it's an inanimate object, or, to find that personality and that connection. There's a tremendous amount of talent and skill that goes into that. And it doesn't matter if you're professionally trained or classically trained, or you're just a street photographer, because honestly, I think like the David Carrolls of the world and the Michael Penns and, 2 very talented New York photographers who do street photography. And then there's Kenny Young, who does street photography, who's in Hong Kong. And, then there's all these photographers here. And then, of course, I have, like the Matthew Batones of the world, who is more of a journalist style photographer. I would say photojournalist, but I think that there's something a little bit more to that. And then you have Sebastian Junger, who's just this, he's not a photographer, but he's a journalist. And so, he takes pictures, obviously, but, then you have the Tim Hetheringtons of the world, who really was a truly gifted photojournalist, who was able to, in the worst of situations, like see hope in a single image. And that just really is something that inspires me continually. So anyways, and then I have, back to the interviews, I totally lost track of that. I'm going to be interviewing Sebastian Junger. I have his interview, and let's see, what else do I have? Gosh, I have so many interviews all lined up. And then I'm going to be writing a piece about Charlie. So Charlie E. White. And I'm just kind of writing it about my exposure to his art and really all the things that he's done in his career and what it's meant to me as an artist and how it's inspired me. And, you know, he has really had a pretty impressive career. It started in the 60s and, you know, it's now, gosh, we're going on, he hates that it's been 50 years, but it's been 50 years, Charlie boy, which is impressive. He's still creating and he's still making a living doing what he loves. And there's no greater story than that, I don't think. So really looking forward to telling you guys about all these people. And on a totally unrelated note, we're going to get a little heavy after the break, but we're going to talk about the Prop 8 issue that's happening in California right today. And if you're wearing red, yay for you for supporting the overturning of Prop 8, because I think it's crap. I'm wearing red lipstick in support of same-sex marriage, and I'm sure that stirs a lot of conversation. I don't want any religious conversation about it. I think that it is absurd that it's even an issue, to be honest. But aside from that, I wanted to say thank you so much to all of you who are following me on Twitter at A Taste of Dawn, because I'm at 20,500 followers, and I just cannot believe the show's support that has really come out. And gosh, on Facebook, Facebook page, let's see where that's at right now. I'm going to pull that up really quick. Facebook is at 14,577 fans. And you just don't know what that means to me as a writer. I mean, sometimes you feel like your voice is silenced and maybe nobody's listening. And this just shows how many of you really do support what I do and how many of you are out there. So I'm just so honored. And I just wanted to say how grateful I am to you for sticking with me through all of this. And just really looking forward to that. I know we're about to have to take a break here. I think we were at like 30-second mark, maybe 4 seconds, 40 seconds. Okay. So when we come back, I'm hoping Stasha is going to be on the line, my wonderful, wildly entertaining, super sunshiny friend. So she'll talk to us a little bit about Belz. And then that's it. I want to say really, really quickly to Natasha Estrada at Pinup Girl, this dress that I'm wearing right now is a very special dress. So I want to say thank you for allowing me to wear it. And it's so much fun. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's just really cute. Like little pin-up-y. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of hard. Anyways, thanks so much. We're going to take a break. But thank you so much, Natasha and Pinup Girl Clothing, for always making me look so fun. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, this is your host, Dawn Garcia, on ATOD Radio, savoring life one moment at a time.
This is Anthony Sykes, your host for Sykes Accounting and Consulting Radio Show, where we help small businesses grow and give you tax tips every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Catch us here on rantradionetwork.com. Thank you.
We are the Three Guys Rant
with Arvin, Mike, and Phil.
Coming to you on the Rant Radio Network every Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can call us at 855-69-THE-3-GUYS.
It's not the Three Guys. This is why you should turn in, because one has Tourette's. The other one's illiterate.
You really should listen in. You never know what's going to happen.
855-69-3-GUYS. G-U-Y-S and the number 3, not the.
Faces for radio, voices for the deaf.
Look forward to talking to you.
Hey, I'm audio candy. I don't know about you guys.
What up, foodie freaks? It's Chef Bev Lazo with the Culinary Trend Show. Join me and my brigade every Thursday night from 8 to 9 p.m. where we will be cooking up some crazy stuff that will give you the appetite for discussion. It's all about the good food, good friends, and good times. Only here on rantradionetwork.com.
Hi, I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez.
And I'm Kelly V. Dolan.
And we are excited to announce our show Live with Aaron and Kelly is on Rant Radio Network. What do we talk about on our show, Kelly?
We talk about everything from entertainment to business and tech, and we have a few laughs in between.
That's right. Go check us out on rantradionetwork.com. That's rantradionetwork.com.
Check it out.
Looking for a delicious, fresh family meal that's ready when you are and easy on your budget? Welcome to Piara Pizza, We make our pizzas with handmade dough, 100% real cheese, and tomato sauce blended with our own spices. Nothing is ever frozen. We always have large pepperoni and cheese pizzas fresh and waiting for you for only $5. Or choose one of our specialty pizzas. We have veggie, meat lovers, supreme, and Hawaiian. Add an order of our amazing hot wings, cheesy bread, or breadsticks. Our locations are ultra-modern, ultra-clean, and open 7 days a week. Visit any one of our locations today, or check us out on the web at www.piarapizza.com. Piara Pizza. Fresh, hot, and ready for you when you come in. Stop in for your Piara Pizza today.
Hi everyone, this is A Taste of Dawn. I'm your host, Dawn Garcia, and this is a show about indulging in this crazy thing we call life. All right, you guys, we're back, and I actually have Stasha on line 1. Okay, so I'm going to get Stasha on. Just give me 1 second. Hello.
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 How are you?
Hello, pretty girl. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Okay, so thanks for, I know I totally got you last minute, but thanks for calling in. Okay, so I was trying to explain a little bit about Belz, but I figured...
Wait, are you there? Sorry, somehow I clicked over and something happened.
I'm here.
Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay.
So, first of all, this is Stasha Surdyke, and she is the most infamously talented friend of mine who blew my mind at the performance on Saturday. And, oh, let's see, I have Josh. Oh, we have Josh online who wants to talk to Stasha.
Aha!
Do you know who Josh is?
Is it Joshua Eli Kranz?
I don't. Yes.
Yes, I do.
All right. Can I get him on the line?
Please do. He's
All right.
an amazingly talented musical director and prodigy pianist. Amazing talent.
Okay. Hang on 1 second. I'm going to just deal with the technical difficulties, and we're going to get everybody on the line. So hang on 1 second. Okay, hang on. All right. Are you guys both on the line?
I am.
Hi, Josh. How are you?
Hi, this is Joshua. How you doing?
Hey, Josh. How are you?
Hey, Sasha. How are you?
I'm doing good, enjoying my couple days off before we reconvene for the show Thursday night. And
I saw your reviews on your show have been ecstatic.
Oh yes,
thank you.
I'm a little behind on mine, by the way. I'm so getting that up in just a second.
No worries, no worries.
Hey, I'm actually coming out to see the show on Friday, but
I know. I can't wait for you to see it.
Oh, it's so great, Josh. It's really a lot more. It has a lot more depth than I had expected. Really brilliant performances, and
Well, you know the funny thing is when Sasha told me about this show, and she told me she was singing in how many languages again?
5.
I sing in 5 different languages. I sing in Czechoslovakian, Hungarian, German, Yiddish, and of course a couple songs in English.
And she does it in a way like you would never know that she's not fluent in all 5.
Well, you know, the interesting thing is I just worked on a production of a show called And the World Goes Round, which is
fantastic.
At the Nell Arts Center all the way through March. And I met Sasha for the first time through my friend Kristen Towers' roles. And I got to tell you something. This woman not only has the drive of a performer, but this woman will basically do anything. And you know, I know 2 women in my life now as actresses that will do that. You know, her friend Kristen is just outstanding, and Kristen's also going to be doing a show that's coming up called Little Women.
Oh, fun.
Through Sustaining Sound, her company.
Well, you'll have to send me all that information so I can do for because I have a magazine. I don't know if you knew that, Josh. I have a magazine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this was like a.
I just saw this post on Facebook that she was going to be on the radio. I'm like, I have got to call in and talk to Sasha because you are the most immensely talented person.
She really is.
Oh, thank you, Josh. Thank you so much.
And the thing is, she is such a nice person. She has not been affected by this business in any way.
I I'm fortunate to call her my friend. So, this was like the first time I had actually seen her perform, because I've only known you as my friend, and so to really see you do your thing, it was an honor, and you really are talented, and I am just so excited about everything that you've got going on. So really quickly, before we get too distracted, I wanted to talk a little bit about Belz, and so the mom. Can you tell the story, Stasha, about the mother?
Well, Helen Siff, who plays our mama, this production is really a love letter from Pavel Cherny, who wrote and directed Belz, a Jewish vaudeville musical, which is at the Whitefire Theater through April 14th. This is his love letter to his family in Czechoslovakia, and it covers I'm just doing a little background before I get to Mama. It's about in the early 1920s, 1915, the start of vaudeville and the start of stand-up comedy, and it tracks this young man, Hugo, his story as he becomes one of the most prominent stand-up comics in the Borscht Belt style humor, and we see him through the early teens, 1915, in Europe, in Prague, Austria, Vienna, and Berlin, and then, of course, the onslaught and onset of World War II and Nazi Germany, and then their progress to America, where so many of the prominent stand-up comics got their start in the Catskills up at Grossinger's. So it tracks this, several decades. And this show was produced 28 years ago here in Los Angeles and had sold-out runs. It ran for over a year and a half to sold-out performances and had an incredible success. And as we've seen, it really was the start to many of these Jewish themed productions and musicals that have had great success. So Pavel decided to bring Belz back another time, and
you'll love
Mama,
it. Mm-hmm.
Helen Siff played the original Mama in the production 28 years, and she's back again playing Mama, and she does it brilliantly.
She does, and she is the sweetest lady.
Isn't she?
Oh my gosh! Every single person that I met what, Andy, is that his name? Andy?
Yes.
Andy and Veronica and
yes.
And
Ashley.
And Ashley. Yeah, everybody was just really. You guys are just a joy. It was so wonderful to just be in the audience and watch. Like, there really was this contagious amount of joy, and then when you sing, everybody's kind of moving a little bit. And the beauty of this performance, which I was talking to Andy and you and your mom about, was the that there really were there's you can tell in the audience there were people who had experienced all of this firsthand.
Oh yes.
And that was the real beauty. I mean, it was a great audience that night.
It was a phenomenal audience, extremely receptive. They love the jokes, they love the humor, and it is such a personal story. I think that everyone can relate to it, regardless of their background, regardless of their religious denomination or practice. It just has a beautiful human element to it, and the history that it covers.
Oh my gosh!
When we harken back to a simpler time, and the humor is funny, it's simple, the music is great, it tracks vaudeville, cabaret in the style of Tin Pan Alley, and jazz and blues and opera, which was the start, this kind of what would you call it, the operettas.
Right.
And the style, which then you track through the decades, how it all evolved, how musical styles evolved, how comedy evolved.
Yeah, because I mean, really, not to interrupt you, sorry. From a viewer's perspective, taking such a heavy topic, a heavy subject matter, and and doing it in a way that was very lighthearted and very real. But then there were the moments where they were transitioning from life to death, and those moments were very touching. And and it's like you knew what was happening, and yet you never disengaged. There was never a moment. I don't think anybody in the audience disengaged, which says a lot about you guys and the performance.
Oh, thank you so much. We are such a tight group. Our cast is just not just an unbelievably talented group, surprisingly, amazingly talented. Their resumes just extend beyond belief. But we've really bonded, and we just do everything together. We're really tight-knit, and that's very rare that usually happens. So we're very blessed, and it's a large cast, too. So we've got about 15, 16 people in the cast, and we just actually did a cabaret Friday night.
I'm so bummed I missed that, because that just sounded like so much fun.
Well, ironically, one of the critics came to see the show and was not informed that we were doing cabaret that night instead, and he was blown away and loved the cabaret and suggested that we bring it back. So there's talk about maybe doing a Belz cabaret with the cast members again in the future. But until then, we're plugging away with our musical, and audiences love it, and it's so well received. The cast love being involved in this production, and it's a really heartfelt story, and of course, Pavel, his story behind our production.
Yes,
it's a true story. He wrote this about himself, his family. He was a very world-renowned director in Czechoslovakia and in Europe, and came to the U.S. to direct several shows and do a lecture series. And
just stayed.
The walls were shut down, and he was never allowed back into Europe, into Czechoslovakia, and it broke his heart, which is why he wrote Belz, a Jewish vaudeville musical. And he was set to go back to Germany to direct at one of the really prominent theaters in Germany. And at that time, Reagan was the president, and Germany decided to boycott all U.S. relations at that time, and so he was shut out again. So
I'm so sorry to cut. We've got like a minute and a half left before we have to take a break.
Yeah, gotcha. But anyway, so it's really charming. It's a wonderful story. It's there's so much truth and heart and relevance to today.
Before we get cut off, I'm so sorry, Stasha, because it's going to go without it's going to go without me. Can you just tell everybody it's at Whitefire Theater? 30 is it 3500 Ventura? Is that the address?
It is. Let's see here.
But it runs through Thursday through Sunday, matinee on Sunday, and it's running through. And it might get extended.
Running through April 14th, and they can get tickets at Brown Paper Tickets.
Perfect.
Brown Paper Tickets, and it is on Ventura Avenue, Ventura Boulevard in Sherman Oaks.
13500. Yep, there it is. 13500 Ventura, Sherman Oaks, and I'll post everything as well. And thanks for coming on, Josh. Thank you for calling in. I'm so sorry we have to move on to the next segment, but I'm glad you got to call in, and I adore you, and I just brilliant performance. So Josh, you're gonna love it.
Thank you, John. Thanks for having us. I appreciate it, and thanks, Josh, for calling in. Great to see you. See you Friday.
Thanks, guys. All right, have a great rest of your afternoon.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, this is your host, Dawn Garcia, on ATOD Radio, savoring life one moment at a time.
This segment's sponsored by Mucho Macho Michelada. Whenever you got to spice up your beer, Mucho Macho Michelada is for you. Only real men.
Did you say Mucho Macho?
Mucho Macho, baby, where the real men come to drink.
Hey, I don't always drink Michelada, but when I do, I drink Mucho Macho Michelada.
If only Arvin could be a little more Mucho Macho.
Will it put some hair on my chest?
No, but te quema entrando y saliendo.
The experts know that for pastry, Baker's Bodega has it all. Exclusive brands like Westco Bankmark, Satin Ice, and Pastry Pride. One-on-one day seminars for cake decorating and gelatin art. So for our service, wide range of ingredients and supplies, and for the low prices, Baker's Bodega has it all. But you don't need to be an expert. Baker's Bodega, 7869 Paramount Boulevard in Pico Rivera. Come, we're waiting for you.
We are the Three Guys Rant
with Arvin, Mike, and Phil.
Coming to you on the Rant Radio Network every Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
You can call us at 855-69-THE-3-GUYS.
It's not the three guys. This is why you should turn in, because one has Tourette's. The other one's illiterate.
You really should listen in. You never know what's going to happen.
855-69-3-GUYS. G-U-Y-S and the number 3, not the.
Faces for radio, voices for the deaf.
Look forward to talking to you.
Hey, I'm audio candy. I don't know about you guys.
Welcome to the Monster Marketing Group, your one-stop shop for all your marketing needs. Anything you need to make that marketing and advertising campaign stand out, we're your people. Concepts, design, production, social media, anything that you can dream up, we're going to make happen for you. And we can do it in a very quick turnaround. Please give us a call at 888-49-MONSTER.
Hi, I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez.
And I'm Kelly V. Dolan.
And we are excited to announce our show Live with Aaron and Kelly is on Rant Radio Network. What do we talk about on our show, Kelly?
We talk about everything from entertainment to business and tech, and we have a few laughs in between.
That's right. Go check us out on rantradionetwork.com. That's rantradionetwork.com.
Check it out.
Hi everyone, this is A Taste of Dawn. I'm your host, Dawn Garcia, and this is a show about indulging in this crazy thing we call life. Hi you guys, we are back on the air. Sorry, we had a lot of stuff going on during that quick break. So one of the things I wanted to touch on was, yes, you know what, we'll do that. I guess we could do that right now. That's fine. On Thursday, this week I have Alpha Garcia in, and she's this brilliant little performer. She's an indie artist, and just really excited to have her. All of her music is available for download, but I just wanted to give you guys a little taste of what's coming. She's going to be in the studio live on Thursday. So here is just a little sample of Alpha.
If you wait long enough till I made up my mind enough, promise you I will be there. Sometimes I can read your eyes, and then I am paralyzed. There is no winning without you. Hold me close, don't let me go.
Blue, and you can actually go watch the video on YouTube, and you can listen to it on iTunes as well. That's kind of like the main chunk, but the hook is really cute and funny, and the video is hysterical. She's basically like a serial dater, and she goes to the same place, which is it's not, I'm sure they don't need us to know this, but it's at the Will Rogers Park, and she goes there with all of her dates and has a picnic blanket laid out, and then and she ends up killing all of her dates until she finds like the right one. She ends up sitting on the bench, which is that scene that you saw. And apparently he does the same thing, serial dater. And then they like find love because they're both crazy, crazy serial love killers. But it's really funny. Anyways, it's very campy and cute. And she just finished a full college tour. So it'll be nice to have her in the studio on Thursday. And again, her name is Alpha Garcia. And you can go find her online at Alpha. I think it's just, is it Alpha Garcia? AlphaGarcia.com. And the album is called Blue. Anyway, so that's going to be on Thursday. That's going to be a lot of fun. And I did this morning, I actually got off a phone with Nellie Nelson, who's over at Access Music or Access Entertainment Group. And there's this wonderful, wonderful band named Totsy that I have been introduced to thanks to Nellie, who found me because of Shauna. She used to work with Shauna Halligan back in the day. And so she sent me this music to listen to. And Totsy's is very period kind of, I'm not sure how to describe their music, but I will work on that. But if you go to totsytheband.com, you can find their music. But they opened for Brian Setzer this last tour of his, and just had these rave reviews and have had such great feedback. And I'm really looking forward to having them. They're going to be in the studio hopefully, but I'm going to go see them perform also at Hotel Cafe on May 1st. So if you guys want to get tickets, I'd highly recommend going. And if you've never seen a performance at Hotel Cafe, it's an extraordinary venue. It's a tiny little venue, and you never know who's going to show up there. So I would recommend going to their calendar, and there's been some truly phenomenal performers that show up, just some big names. So I would definitely go check it out. And like I said, they just pop in. Artists just decide to pop in and try some things out, and it's really a great venue. So there's that. So anyways, so the other thing I wanted to talk about, first I want to say thanks to Stasha who called in, and I know it's so wonderful to just listen to her talk about what she does, because she's so passionate about it, and it comes through when she performs. So if you get a chance, make sure you guys go see Belz, and I will post all of that on Facebook hopefully by the end of today. The other thing is today in the LA Times, there was a piece about the Prop 8 arguments, and for the first time ever, they actually posted the audio online within the same few hours of having a hearing. So that does not happen, which goes to show you how important this topic and this piece of legislation really is. So I'm hoping that you're all familiar with what Prop 8 was, but it was the ban on same-sex marriage piece of legislation that was proposed in 2008, I believe. And I was a very avid protester against this proposition for many reasons, primarily because it's highly unconstitutional. It's a religiously motivated piece of legislation, which completely goes against everything that we're supposed to have happen in this country. And I personally think it was just a complete waste of money, and it should have been a non-issue. But yet again, people are, unfortunately get really uncomfortable with social justice, and it happened in the 60s with segregation, and I feel like it's happening now with same-sex marriage. And I have very dear friends who have been together for 16 years, and Kristen and Tanya are just sort of my example of what love should be. They've been married for 10 years. Luckily they were married in New York, so they're seen as a married couple versus, California, who it was supposed to be this very liberal state. And I do think that there are some very backwards thought processes that happen here, and I don't understand it. But so anyways, today is a big day, and I'm just hoping, it says in the article that the justices were very closely split. But let's see where I wanted to make sure. So Justice Anthony Kennedy, he's considered the swing vote, suggested that the court strike down the ban on same-sex marriage. So I really hope that it happens. I can't believe that we're now 5 years into it, and it can't be 5 years. Is it 5 years? Oh my gosh. Well, 4.5, I guess. But it's amazing to me that this is still on the books, that we're still battling this issue when there are so many other things that we need to be focused on, like, our education system in California that just stinks, and the fact that that these kids are in classrooms that are sometimes 38-1. It's ridiculous to me. We're broke, and I can't believe this is what we're spending our money on. We're a state that has, the job market's a joke. The economy is awful. And I just feel like there's so many other things that we need to be focusing on that are so much more important, because this should not be. I mean, I get really passionate about this, but this should not even be an issue. If two people who love each other make the commitment, I mean, more power to them, because honestly, I don't think heterosexuals are doing such a great job in the whole marriage field. So I'm not sure that they need to be the ones at the forefront of that discussion. I think that there needs to be, and I hate the word tolerance, because I think that's a crap word. You shouldn't be tolerance like you're tolerating something. I think it should be something that is accepted. I mean, love is love, and that's that. And, some of the arguments that have been brought up are just appalling. I did hear in Washington, there's so many things that people compare it to, like, well, then what's next? Bestiality. And I'm thinking, really, that's where you go with this discussion? It's such an extreme mindset. And it's ignorance. It's pure ignorance and just discomfort. And honestly, I really hope that we get to a place, because if my daughter, who knows? I don't know what my daughter's preference is going to be. And honestly, I'm going to support her regardless. And I'm going to say the same thing to her that I would say to any child or any adult who wants to make a decision on who they're attracted to. It just is what it is. I want her to be respectful of other people and to be treated with respect and love and be loved. And it's very simple. And honestly, I think that if we could get down to the fundamentals of those kinds of things, our world would be a much better place, because I just get sickened at the things that people say. And especially when it comes to an issue like same-sex marriage. It's really, really important to support same-sex marriage. And I just really cannot understand with the intellectual level of so many people out there that this is what's on the table. We have it ass backwards right now. And so I'm hoping that it does get overturned and that there are just bigger things that come to the table that actually are important in an issue that should be something that's on the table. Because same-sex marriage to me is a non-issue. It's a normal, lovely, beautiful part of two consenting adults that want to get married. And I think that should just be something that isn't even up for discussion. It should just be. And I have friends that I would love to see have the right to marry and have all of the rights that come along with that, because these are loving people who support one another and have to take care of each other. There's no blurred line. And I think that's where we struggle. And thankfully, I'm not one that struggles with that. I'm glad that I'm smart enough to know that this is a very important and valuable moment in time. This is where we need to step up, and we need to be the people at the forefront to say, you know what, this is not even something that we should be discussing. This should just be. So I'm very hopeful that it will be Prop 8 will be overturned, and it should be stayed. This should never be able to be revisited again. I think it's ridiculous. Anyways, that's my take on that issue. So all of my friends out there who would love to get married, the minute you can, you better invite me, because I'm coming and I'm going to be like crying and so excited and so happy. And to my friends that are married, you rock. So I'm so glad that you've had that right. And hopefully more people will. And Modern Family actually did a great episode with Cameron and Mitchell. They were going to a wedding, and it was a very sort of understated stance on how sad they were, because here this couple, they love each other. They have a daughter, Lily, and they're happily together, and they can't get married in the state of California. And it was a really beautiful episode, actually. And it was such an undertone, an understated topic, but it was really important. I mean, if you watch that show and you think, why? This is they really are a happily married couple. They fight crazy, you know. Anybody who wants to willingly go into marriage, I say you go for it, because it's a lot of work. So if you're willing to do it, I think you should have the right to do it. Anyways, I could go on and on and on and on and on and on about that topic, and I hope we do in the best possible way. So we're gonna have to take a break here in a second. So on that note, I want to say congratulations to the states that are actually at the forefront of having an open mind and not being stupid. In California, you really need to wise up. So hopefully this Judge Kennedy will be the one that makes the difference. So waiting to hear all of that. And those of you who are supporting, who do support same-sex marriage, please run out today and wear something red in show of your support. So we will be back right after, we have 30 seconds left, right? Okay, so when we come back, I'm going to talk to you guys about something very exciting. I'm really happy to announce that I have officially posted my 2 trips to Italy that I am inviting all of you guys to go to. One is a complete week of exploring your senses, and I mean every possible one of your senses. And the second week is actually a writing workshop with me. And if you have not had a chance to read any of my writing, please do. And I will be back to talk to you more about that at the end of this break. Thanks. See you on the other side. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, this is your host, Dawn Garcia, on ATOD Radio, savoring life one moment at a time. Welcome to the Monster Marketing Group, your one-stop shop for all your marketing needs. Anything you need to make that marketing and advertising campaign stand out, we're your people. Concepts, design, production, social media, anything that you can dream up, we're going to make happen for you. And we can do it in a very quick turnaround. Please give us a call at 888-49-MONSTER.
What up, foodie freaks? It's Chef Bev Laza with the Culinary Trend Show. Join me and my brigade every Thursday night from 8 to 9 p.m. where we will be cooking up some crazy stuff that will give you the appetite for discussion. It's all about the good food, good friends, and good times. Only here on rantradionetwork.com.
We are the Three Guys Rant
with Arvin, Mike, and Phil.
Coming to you on the Rant Radio Network every Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
You can call us at 855-69-THE-3-GUYS.
It's not the Three Guys. This is why you should turn in, because one has Tourette's. The other one's illiterate.
You really should listen in. You never know what's going to happen.
855-69-3-GUYS. G-U-Y-S and the number 3, not the.
Faces for radio, voices for the deaf.
Look forward to talking to you.
Hey, I'm audio candy. I don't know about you guys.
This is Anthony Sykes, your host for Sykes Accounting and Consulting radio show, where we help small businesses grow and give you tax tips every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Catch us here on rantradionetwork.com. Thank you.
This segment's sponsored by Mucho Macho Michelada. Whenever you got to spice up your beer, Mucho Macho Michelada is for you. Only real men.
Did you say mucho macho?
Mucho Macho, baby, where the real men come to drink.
Hey, I don't always drink michelada, but when I do, I drink mucho macho michelada.
If only Arvin could be a little more mucho macho.
Will it put some hair on my chest?
No, but te quema entrando y saliendo.
This segment has been brought to you by Coco Cafe. It's a cafe latte coconut water with espresso. And I came across this wonderful little drink just recently, and it has to be one of the best things I've ever had. I'm pretty obsessed with cocoa water and espresso, so the thought of it together was a little bit, I wasn't sure what I was going to get, but my gosh, let me tell you, it's super tasty. It's made with natural coconut water, a strong shot of espresso, and a splash of reduced fat milk. You can visit them online for more information at drinkcococafe.com. Once again, I want to thank everyone at Coco Cafe for being a sponsor of this radio show. Thanks so much. Hi, everyone. This is A Taste of Dawn. I'm your host, Dawn Garcia, and this is a show about indulging in this crazy thing we call life. All right, you guys. So I am back, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the Italy trips. So I've been wanting to go. I've never been to Italy. I have been to France and Ireland and Switzerland and Spain. It's basically 17 countries, provinces, not all countries. But hang on, I have to fix my headset. Pardon me. But I have traveled the world, and there is something beautiful and romantic about the lure of Italy. And I've always wanted to go to Positano off the Amalfi Coast. And somehow, through the course of just conversation, I became friends with a gentleman who has several properties in Puglia. And Puglia is this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous town and province in southern Italy. It's known as the most bohemian, the most colorful, has the most rich flavors and spices, and it's kind of the mecca for Italians. They actually go to Puglia. And so I wanted to go where the Italians go. And so I created there's 2 weeks, 2 separate weeks. The first one is July 20th to the 26th. And it's going to be in Puglia at Pietra. I better say it right. Hold on. I do not want to say it wrong. Borgo de Pietra in Puglia. So it's this gorgeous, gorgeous stone home, kind of like a villa. And we will be there for a week. And in the process of the first week, I'm going to be with you, and I'm going to be walking you through some of the most beautiful sites in Puglia, thanks to Antonello Lucito, who is my guide. And we're also going to be fed very happily by Chef Rocco Cartia. So Rocco, his background is he took off for the UK from Italy like 3 years, I guess. And he worked for 3 4-star restaurants, including working with Gordon Ramsay at London and Chianti and the other one. There's a 5-star restaurant in Puglia called Masserere Torre Cacciaro. So I just have to say it like that because it's Italian and it sounds so sexy. So anyways, he's this wonderful chef, very young, and has this great approach to food and cooking. And he's traveled all over. So, he started out as a dishwasher and a kitchen hand and then evolved into this really great chef. And he is our own private chef on the property. So that's going to be pretty extraordinary. And then Antonello, he used to be a professional cyclist in Italy and wanted to bring his love and passion for his city to others. And so he created Southern Visions Travel. And basically, long story short, there's this haven, a Mecca in Southern Italy. And that's where I've invited all of you. So there's only 10 spots available for the first week and 9 spots available for the second. So it's really affordable, and it's going to include most of the meals, all of our traveling with the exception of airfare, our lodging. We have maid service every day. This is like, luxury meets bohemian. So it's going to be an experience like you've never had. We're going to go into the city, to the towns, and we're going to go to the markets. We're going to go to beautiful olive farms. We're going to learn how to make burrata. So that's going to be really exciting. We're going to go do wine tastings at private vineyards and estates that no one can go to but us, thanks to Antonello and his wonderful group there. And it's going to be really intimate, and it's just hanging with me basically for a week. And I'm going to teach you to really just let go and enjoy eating and drinking and exploring. And just, I want to awaken every one of your senses in the most wonderful, provocative, in-depth way. I think it's important for us to sort of stop. And this is the perfect location to just pause and find your passion again for life and living, and do it in a place that is just divine. I mean, you're not going to find it more beautiful. There's the ocean. We're going to have beach days. We're going to just, I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. So make sure that you go to atodmagazine.com for all of the information. You can contact for all of the like the details and the pricing and everything. I think the most expensive one is $4,800 for the first week. And that includes, like I said, most of your meals, all of your lodging, all of our shuttle transportation, all of that. It's not going to be like some tour. It's not at all. This is very tailored to what I wanted and what my expectations were, which, if any of you know anything yet about me, I have very high expectations for what I want. And I want everybody to have a truly authentic experience, not something that you can get anywhere else by anybody else at any time. So Allison Pike is helping me. So she's at Southern Visions Travel. And you can email her at ali.pike at Southern Visions Travel. Just put in the header, make sure you put a taste of Dawn sensory, or I don't know, I guess just put a taste of Dawn and she'll know. But the second one is a writing workshop. And I have been asked for a very long time to do a writing workshop. And my strength, I suppose, is I really love editing, and I love encouraging other writers to explore their voice. And somehow, for whatever reason, I've become a little bit of a vessel, I guess, for that. And I've been able to really hone a lot of writers' skills. And I want every writer to, it doesn't matter what style or genre of writing, and it could be, you could be working for a Fortune 500 company and be a CEO. And, you need to have a clever approach to marketing and writing, and everything comes down to your ability to translate an idea or a methodology or a brand. And that's true with fiction or film. And I'm a screenwriter as well, and I've written fiction many times, and poetry and journalism. And so my scope of writing is expansive, and I just want to be able to give you the tools to empower you to be the best writer that you can be, and just to really kind of set you on your way. And even if you're working on a book and you're just stuck, like let's tap into that. And it's going to be a very, very intimate surrounding and setting. And it's going to be every day. We have 2 days off. So we have 4 like very focused days, and then 2 just kind of free fun days to just explore and really let you just kind of open up a little bit. But I mean, we will be doing some 5 hours a day. We'll be doing the workshop with breaks in between. And during the breaks, we'll have great food, and you can drink if you want to. We can have wine, bubbles, Prosecco. I would like to start every day with Prosecco because we're in Italy. But I just want to really encourage you guys to come on board and join me. We're going to all be staying at the villa, and the full itinerary I've just finished up and posted. You can find that also if you go to ATOD Magazine .com. I'm going to post it on Facebook. So really everything that you need to know, all of the links, all of the information, it's going to be on the magazine site. So A Taste of Dawn, it's atodmagazine.com, or you can even type in atasteofdawn.com and it'll redirect you to the magazine. It's on the front page under food and wine. It's also going to be under, I'm trying to think if I have it under columns. It's under special events. So make sure that, I'm actually going to create a link, I think, specifically for the workshop. But I really want to encourage you guys to just explore it. It's going to be the most fascinating trip you've ever taken. And really just to kind of, so we've got some pictures up of the screenshot from the post. It's going to be posting right after this. I'm going to post it immediately after the show is over. I encourage you guys to explore it. And that's for aspiring writers, professional writers, people who are in branding and marketing, those of you who are in advertising. It's really learning how to observe and be very keenly aware of how to describe things. I'm known as being a very descriptive writer and an astute observer. So I think, you should be able to walk into a restaurant or into a room and train yourself in the first 5 minutes to really know what's around you. I mean, it sounds very CIA operative-like, but you really should be able to do that as a writer. You've got to be aware of the smells and the sounds and the textures and the people in the room and what they're doing and the mannerisms. And if you can pick up on that, you will really be ahead of the game. And it's kind of encouraging your ability to read people better, read yourself better, and not be afraid of how you feel about things or what you want to translate to a client or directly in your own books or your own movies. All that's really, really important. And I've worked with photographers and artists, and I think even if you're an artist or a photographer as well, I think really just getting you to be aware of what's going on around you, the process of writing, the process of exploring, and like I said, knowing what your five senses are and being like unbelievably aware of those, you'll awaken something inside of you so creative and so wonderful that you're only going to grow and be better at what you do from it. So, please join me, and that's the 27th of July through August 3rd, and that's in Puglia. And there will be lots of really good eating and dining out, lots of just relaxed days. They have a beautiful pool on the property, and you're in the middle of a place that is so sacred and gorgeous that it's going to be impossible for you not to be flooding yourself with inspiration. And I'm just going to help direct that. And I will be there to answer all of your questions at all times. I'm going to be completely available to you 24 hours a day. Literally, if you wake up in the middle of the night and it's 2:00 and you say, I'm inspired and I need help, I will wake up and we will work through it. I mean, that's the kind of workshop this is going to be. I don't want to be unavailable at any time. I'm going to be there for you guys. So, I'm going to put all that information up. Make sure you book it. The deadline is going to be for that May 1st. We're going to be working with universities and everyone, so including some of these film schools and art schools and some of my galleries. And anyways, it's really for everybody. So I really hope to see you there. And I'm so excited about both trips because I think even on the first trip, if you guys go and you're there to explore your senses and you decide you want to do some writing, I'm going to be there for you. I'm not turning anybody down. If you're feeling creative, that's what I want to be there for. I want to be there as a vehicle to really just get you where you need to go and encourage you as an artist or a creative person or anybody who just wants to figure out how to enjoy life a little bit more. I mean, I would love to be the one that helps you get there. So you have two options, 2 weeks, and it really is going to be the greatest trip you've ever taken, and you will never forget it. So we're at our last minute now, and just want to say thanks for everything and really looking forward to Alpha coming in on Thursday. And then we go to Wednesdays next week. And I'm so looking forward to that. So 2 hours and we're going to just go like full throttle. I'm going to have, there's always going to be discussion. We're going to have 4 segments. I'm going to do food and wine. I'm going to do travel. I'm going to do hotels. I'm going to talk about all these great places that I've experienced and been to. We're going to have chefs call in, artists call in, galleries call in, performing artists come in, call in, whatever. We're going to really just cover everything that we talk about in the magazine. I'm going to discuss it live and going to just take it to the next level. So really excited about that. Last but not least, I did want to, there was something else I completely blanked out about. Oh, what was it? I don't know. But anyways, I'm just excited that we're going to have everybody here and we're really going to take it to the next level. So all of you guys that want a bigger platform and a bigger voice, now going to have a great voice for commercials and everything. So thanks again for tuning in, and I will see you guys on Thursday with Alpha. Have a really great Tuesday and tomorrow. Bye. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, this is your host, Dawn Garcia on ATOD Radio, savoring life one moment at a time.